Good evening, Year 11. This is your night before news video for your statistics paper 2, which is tomorrow. Just like in the last video, I think it makes sense to focus on thinking about what could possibly be in this exam. Same caution as before, in that it's unseen, and it could be that there's some repeated topics. There could be a couple of things we're not quite sure we've learnt yet. It's just a typical statistics exam paper, but what we can do is try to give it our best guess, so therefore direct our revision to the most sensible things to revise this evening. So I just started by repeating this information from the first push evening, and then what I did was I went through it and I have sort of highlighted everything in pink that did appear in your paper 1. You can see I added a couple of more statistical diagrams there that specifically came up. So stem and leaf diagram, population pyramid, and the frequency polygon question. You can see actually we covered a fair spread of all of these things. However, there are, I would say, some significant things that haven't really come up yet. So for example, anything about hypotheses and types of data. You've got the random response method. We did do some comparing distributions, but I think that's likely to come up again. So what I then did was go through and highlight things in green that I thought had quite a good chance of coming up. So like I just said, those things about hypotheses, could be that you might have to critique one, you might have to think of a suitable one. Types of data, but I'm also thinking within that different types of variables, so identifying like an explanatory variable or the response variable, or can you think of an extraneous variable that you could use? We did have to compare some sampling methods, but we didn't have to describe how to take a sample, so potentially you might see that. We've got the random response method, which could be justifying why it was used or using it to make an estimation. I highlighted capture recapture again just because I'm thinking there's going to be some repeat topics because we haven't quite finished everything yet. That could be one of them. Notably absent were box plots and histograms, and where there's a box plot, I'm assuming you might have to compare a distribution again, so I've put another little green line down there against comparing distributions. We've got calculating some averages including from frequency tables. If there's a box plot, you might be thinking about quartiles. Weighted means obviously a possibility. We've not seen it. It's not definitely going to come up, but it's possible. Again, with box plots, we could be thinking about outliers. And then we haven't had anything about scatter graphs or like a line of best fit type question as well, I was thinking. So just an idea of some areas that haven't been examined that could be potentially useful to revise, because if they haven't been examined yet, they might come up tomorrow, whilst still knowing that this is not a complete guarantee. So again, I just want to reintroduce you, well, not reintroduce, but make sure that you are being directed to some reputable places for your revision. These are the ones I showed you for paper 1 and we've seen in class. So we've got our, first of all, our revision card homework. So again, I wouldn't recommend just reading them. I would use it as a springboard, make sure you know these facts, and then you can go ahead and do some questions on these topics. Where can you get those questions from? Well, Stats Academy is a great website. Just Google it, click on exam practice. You will have options then of the different topics. You can get some revision information from them, and then you can do some exam questions and the mark scheme to mark them. You've got Mrs. Hodgett's statistics website, so just Google that, and then make sure you click on the GCSE stats section, and there's quite clear then a revision section there if you scroll down. If you want to look at any of the topics that cross over with GCSE Maths, there is a larger revision pool there. So if you go to Maths Genie, looks like this, make sure you click GCSE, you get a list of all the topics in the GCSE, and you'll find those crossover topics like histograms, for example, or box plots, comparing distributions, etc. And the same for core bit maths. Just make sure you're on the videos and worksheets page when you Google that. Okay, that's everything from me. That's just some last minute ideas for your revision this evening, and good luck.